And if I could interject in here just real quick,
So,
there is a
Draven ban pretty obviously targeted Maple Street. He's known for his Draven play. Interesting to see that Velocity's not yet banned anything. I'm not certain what's quite going on there.
Yeah, it could just be a case of whether it be AFK or maybe, being a pro team, they just don't feel that they have to ban anything, but you're probably gonna have to narrate to me what's going on, as it seems that the screen seems to be not in champ select.
Yes,
Well,
unfortunately, we do have a bug going on where it kicked me out of the lobby as soon as you guys hit champ select, so just go ahead and try and narrate it as best you can. You're the only one in there in Theogen.
Okay. Seems
well, that is certainly exciting. We are seeing Aatrox and Jax bans as well from My Little Pony. Zach obviously sort of banned out NK Inc., I believe. Played Zach quite a few times. Day one, I might be misremembering at this point, however. But actually, no, did not. So I'm just completely wrong there. We did see Twisted Fate and Jace bans coming off of Velocity. I'm not certain if that's just sort of stuff they're not really that interested in. How entirely seriously they are taking it. So Vinsanity is subbing in for My Little Pony's usual AD carry Spaz. He has picked up Ezreal for his AD. On the purple team side, we are seeing a Sivir for Maple Street, as well as a Master Yi lock-in for NK Inc. Not certain if that's going to be jungle or if that's going to be taken mid lane by Vile Rose or possibly even top by Chris. We are seeing a Renekton pick picked up by Top Otter, as well as a Leona pick from Holy Grail. And now it looks like Nunu insta-locked by Vile Rose as we're now waiting for Chris to pick.
Honestly, going back to the Master Yi pick as you suggested, NK Inc., his three main junglers are Amumu, Master Yi, and Olaf, so it's honestly no surprise seeing the Master Yi pick. It most likely probably will be in the jungle. If not, I'll be quite surprised. Vile Rose also playing a lot of Kale, Twisted Fade as well, and I believe what you said for AD carry, they picked Sivir. So Sivir's kind of an unusual pick, is Maple Street kind of, obviously to everybody, known for his Draven and MF play, plays a couple of Triss games every now and again, but never played Sivir as far as I know, so they could possibly just be testing out a new comp or just trying to have fun with it.
Yeah, we are seeing the rest of the picks come out at this point. We have seen a Kennen pick up for Chris. It's not too unexpected. He played that a couple of times with reasonably good success first week of LCS. We're also seeing a Janna pick from Evaniscus, so that will round out their comp, I believe. Actually, Evaniscus swaps to Lissandra at the last second, so I'm not certain if that's going to be a support Nunu and mid Lissandra or what's going to be going on. I would imagine that might be the case. We do see a Nocturne pickup for Zenazero over on the My Little Pony side, and it would appear that they have also grabbed Orianna, either for I Am Defective or Insanity. They're sort of trading around at this point to troll me. At this point, there haven't been any trades over on the Velocity side, so I'm still not entirely certain if they're running something kind of tricky here.
Definitely common on Pony's side. If they did lock in the Orianna, did they lock in the Orianna?
They did. Everything is locked in at this point.
That's probably going to go to Defective. Orianna is I Am Defective's main mid laner when he's played throughout this tournament for My Little Pony, and he's a really, really good Orianna. So, he knows combos, he knows everything. He roams a lot. He kind of, I don't know, he knows his way around Orianna, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So that's definitely at home for him. And what's happening now?
All right, so just to recap really quick the picks for each side as we're in this delay period, as I know, unfortunately, you guys on the stream can't see at this point. We do have Vinsanity on Ezreal, Top Otter on Renekton, Holy Grail on Leona, Zenazero on Nocturne, and I Am Defective on Orianna for the My Little Pony side. And on the Velocity Esports side, we do have from Maple Street on Sivir, NK Inc. on Master Yi, Vile Rose on Nunu, Chris on Kennen, and Evaniscus running Lissandra. So, not certain if we're going to see something a bit crazy come out of the Velocity side at this point.
Looks like we are seeing something just a tad bit crazy, as it could be swapping up positions, but Vile Rose is their mid and Evaniscus does support. So it looks like, from the looks of everything we're seeing now, that will be a mid lane Nunu, which Nunu laning is definitely something that needs to be feared, as you can really kind of never win against a Nunu. You just have to try your best to stay close to him. But at home on champs, NK Inc. definitely on the Master Yi, one of his more commons. Chris on Kennen, that he's played a couple of times, whether it be in EPS or all-around places, but he has played some solo top Kennen. So we shall see how he goes with that. He also plays a lot of Shen and stuff. But nevertheless, looks like I can get in now. Almost.
Well, that is exciting. Hopefully we'll have the stream issues sorted out if they're not already at this point. I know you can join the game lobby while you're in the delay period, so I believe that we're probably in there now. I don't have the stream up, so I can't see. For you guys at home, very sorry for the technical issues, but sometimes, things sort of crop up that you don't expect. Just to kind of go back to that Kennen pick once again. He has played a couple times first week of LCS. He played it against CLG, and it was pretty terrifying for them as well. Not entirely certain how much of that was down to just skill and how much of that was down to a few unfortunate thresh hooks on CLG's side as well. So I believe they also played it in a game against... I'm actually not certain who else they played it against. I know they have played it twice at this point. I believe it was not quite as successful the second time, but we'll see how it turns out today.
Definitely we will, as I do believe we're almost into the delay period. I think.
We're almost to the end of the delay period with 20 seconds remaining at this point.
Are you kidding me? Why would it let me spectate it? No. All right. Well, it is up on the stream, so thankfully I can kind of spectate it from there for now until it gets into game. But Good Guy and Theogen, what do you think of these team comps, especially this bottom lane, which is probably going to be very, very interesting? You have Holy Braille on his main, Leona, plus Vinsanity, who plays generally subs in mid, but he does play AD carry sometimes. Ezreal's not too far back on him. Against Evaniscus and Maple Street, two of the best players in North America.
I'm not entirely certain we'll even see that matchup, to be honest with you. I wouldn't surprise me. Velocity tried to lane swap around. I'm pretty certain My Little Pony won't. My Little Pony plays a very standard style of play throughout the tournament. But Velocity have sort of been, so far, the wild cards, even in their time in LCS. They're running kind of these offbeat things. They ran the jungle Ezreal against Marn in the promotion series, so there's a lot of room for something very interesting to happen. I believe that there's a chance we might not even see that matchup.
Indeed, so we are in the loading screen just about into this game as everybody will load up. Are you expecting to see any early invades from either side?
My Little Pony throughout the tournament, I believe, their sort of standard play at level 1 would be to go as 5, go down the Wraith ramp on their side as 5 into blue buff, drop a ward, and leave. So I think that's probably about what you'll see at most from them. But Velocity, again, I don't know. It's going to come down a lot to... I hate to say it, but it's going to come down a lot almost to how much seriously they're taking this game. I think if they're taking it fairly seriously, they would be kind of silly to not invade. I think they could easily pick up something if they went in and just sort of caught My Little Pony off guard. But if not, if they're sort of just kind of playing this a bit more for fun like that, you might not necessarily see them invade and sort of give the other side a bit more of a chance to get into the game early as opposed to just immediately trying to shut down something on the other side.
All right, so looks like we are into the game at this. This will be game 1 of the second place match, rewarded to My Little Pony, and they are eligible for this, playing against a best of 3. Wait, I totally whiffed that positively terribly. Playing in a best of 3 against Velocity eSports.
Yeah, I mean, I was completely shocked when it was announced that this was going to be one of the prizes. It's major thanks to Velocity and Cloud9, who was here earlier, for donating their time to being in this scrim for us at this point. And it looks like we might see something here at level 1.
Looks like Velocity definitely testing this one out early on, as the Alpha Strike will go. Vinsanity's taken a little bit with an Ice Blast, but we might see a bit of a catch here as Ignite sitting on Vinsanity. Might go down for first blood, Or it could be top otter. First blood going to Chris, and we're still seeing the engage with Ignite sitting on top otter. Flash attack from Maple Street, and he picks up 2, so it's now 2-0. 2 kills very early, and Holy Braille's taking too much. Ignite sitting on him as well. He'll go down to a 3-0 trade so early on for Velocity Esports.
Yeah, and a lot of that actually kind of came down to a bit of a misplay by Vinsanity there. They were sitting in that bush, and he threw a Mystic shot out and sort of gave away his position, as well as I believe I Am Defective had to walk away from that area as well. So they sort of gave away the fact that they were there, and Velocity just instantly turned and managed to pick up 3 off of it, even though they sort of split up afterwards, with Maple Street kind of going off doing his own thing and finishing top otter.
Definitely picking up good kills as well. So they go back, spend their first blood money. Double Dorans now for Maple Street, picking that up as the spam pings coming out from NK because they want to go for this blue up. A lot of gold early on for Maple Street, picking up 2 of those kills. Fed Maple Street is never a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like we actually are going to see that sort of traditional setup in the lanes. We're going to see the Chris versus top otter up in the top lane. We're going to see Violet Rose versus I Am Defective. More importantly, we're going to see that bottom lane that I sort of skirted around talking about, with the idea that they might do something different. And wow, that was an interesting trade already.
Very much so indeed. So Defective already half HP in mid, tanking those ice blasts just a wee bit too much. Definitely mid lane Nudu. Something to be aware about. Probably going to see that sometimes in solo queue more so often now after watching this. Heck, I might even try. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, as you can see early on, definitely a lot of harass coming out from Velocity very, very early. Looking at all their enemy laners, definitely very, very low against Defective and top otter.
Yeah, that's just one thing I've sort of noticed about Velocity watching them in the first week or so of LCS. They're very, very good at this sort of early game. I noticed a lot of their games, they were managing to really take a bit of an advantage early on. They usually sort of lost them a bit later when they were losing. Like, they didn't just outright lose early. It sort of fell apart as we got more into almost a team fighting phase. But at the moment, I mean, it's not really all that surprising that they're doing so well against this team.
So it looks like we might see a gank coming on bottom lane here soon. Zyna0 is taking those double goals, and, you know, Maple Street and Evaniscus are both pretty pushed. Full HP coming out. 0 is level 3, so looks like we will see a Tribrush gank, possibly, as it is not warded.
Yeah, we might see that. On the other hand, I'm not even certain if he can at this point. He is chugging health pots, trying to get back up, and we see the initiate coming from Holy Burial.
Holy Braille did use the Zenith Blade, but got taken out too quick as the fear comes out. Nice root from Evaniscus. Spell Shield from Zyna0 is enough. Flash and out of there. Zyna0 picks up 1 to flash in. Double kill Vinsanity picking up 1 as well. So it is now 4-2-2. Great double pickup for My Little Pony. Taking a 2 for 1.
Yeah, you know, Holy Braille did go in on that a little bit early, sort of. I mean, he caught him out and probably secured him the kills, but he did go on that a little bit early, I feel. Probably could have gone a couple seconds later, had much the same result, and maybe gotten out for it. I'm not entirely certain if that would have worked, but overall, fairly good play from My Little Pony there.
Absolutely. So, looks like Defective has gone back, gotten that early null Magic Man against the damage from Vile Rose. Just kind of chilling, doing some damage in that mid lane. Doesn't look like there's too big of gold advantages here early on, with the exception of bottom lane, as Maple Street has about a 500 gold lead on Vinsanity just because of those 2 kills in First Blood. So, easily understandable.
Well, there actually is a bit of a discrepancy in top lane at the moment, just sort of off of farm, in addition to the kill and assist that Chris, I believe, picked up at level 1. At this point, Chris is up 900 gold or so on top otter, if not just because of that kill and assist, but because of the 20 or so farm he's up, as we see a gank on Vile Rose in mid.
Doesn't look like anything will be able to come from that, unfortunately, as Nunu can just kind of speed out of there with that Blood Boil. Though he will kind of camp around there, as top otter is going to be forced to retreat in the top lane, tanking just a wee bit too much. Maple Street pops the spell shield. Vinsanity is very, very low. Holy Braille looks like he's trying to go in with a nice stun onto Maple, with Exhaust sitting on him as well. But now Vinsanity had to leave, so the root goes on to Holy Braille with an engage going on top lane as well. Top otter overextending. Alpha Strike, auto attack, too strong, and NK picks that one. And then down in the bottom lane, Maple Street picking up 1, trying to go for 2 on Vinsanity. Great turnaround for Team Velocity Esports. As we see another gank out of the mid lane. So much action going on, my friends. So Vinsanity pretty low in the bottom lane. Probably going to be able to push that one out on the side of Velocity as, Maple's kind of half HP. And Vile Rose does take out Defective in the mid lane. Does bait that one out enough. Evaniscus going in hot with a nice root and barriers pop by Vinsanity as well as Maple. Now they're tanking too much. Vinsanity gets the kill onto Evaniscus. Now Maple is trying to go for it. Flashes and picks it up onto Vinsanity. So 8-3 lead now with only 4K gold for the side of Velocity Esports.
Yeah, just to sort of go back to that kill in mid lane as well that Vile Rose picked up on I Am Defective. He knew that I Am Defective's flash is down, so he went in, got right next to him, started channeling that ult with Ignite on I Am Defective, and just I Am Defective had no chance. He had to walk away from a Nunu ult being charged, and that's never really a pleasant feeling, especially when you don't manage to actually get out of it. So that's how that actually got picked up. It was fairly interesting to watch. We see Chris now ulting onto Top Otter in top lane.
Chris did get the stun, but Top Otter did have to flash out of it, so he will survive to fight another day, unfortunately. Chris has that tower just about half HP, so he might go for something here soon. Does not have Ignite at his disposal, unfortunately, for another short while. But the lane is pushed pretty good in his favor, so he may want to look to go B soon. Who knows? As Vile Rose, dang, those Ice Blasts doing some good damage. Looks like all lanes steadily in favor of Team Velocity, whether it be just a wee bit or just a lot of it. Evaniscus going with the root onto Vinsanity as well, with those coming backs from Maple Street, who did nice spell shield there out of the stun. And it looks like they might be able to pick some up as Vile Rose came in from the back and just absolute zeroed good guy Vinsanity. Maple Street picking that one up as well. And it looks like Team Velocity could go for this turret.
Yeah, Vile Rose just sort of appearing out of nowhere there and running at Vinsanity under turret and just picking up the kill with that absolute zero there. Very interesting to see, rather, as at this point, I mean, Velocity has carved themselves out a 5,000 gold advantage by the 8.5 minute mark, and it's kind of becoming obvious that there's disparity in skill at this point, but I don't know. Might still see something interesting happen at this point.
Looks like Top Otter might have DC'd. Yeah, Top Otter did unfortunately disconnect, so Chris does pick up a kill there. Did get 2 consecutive stuns on him, so when he wasn't, so not in vain or anything, but is an unfortunate series of events. Thankfully, it has been resolved as we get back into this game. NK and Zyna0 picking up their red. Fear going on to Evaniscus with a nice shockwave from Defective. Zenith Blade lands, and Evaniscus is very low. Zero trying to chase it with Maple Street coming in, and it looks like Evaniscus will go down, unfortunately, to that red buff, which actually is probably still there. Who knows? Defective goes down to Maple with a double kill. Holy Braille, very low. Vinsanity just came up at the last second, and the turret in top did go down as Chris was proxying the minions. And it looks like True Shot Barrage will miss. And now Vinsanity is tanking just a wee bit too much. So this turret may go down. Nice spell shield from Maple Street. Nothing going to come of it. The turret does go down. So they will expand their lead to 8K with 3 towers to 0.
Yeah, at this point, Velocity just sort of has complete control over anything that's going to happen for a very long time at this point. So we see Chris now going in on Zero.
Lots of AoE. All the damage coming from Vile Rose and Chris. And Maple Street, very fed on that Sivir as well, sitting at 9-1 already. And Kane comes from the back. Nice root onto Holy Braille. He'll go down as well. And Evaniscus picks that one up with the meditate going onto NK. As they might even look to take this turret.
Yeah, and at this point, they're sort of just taking 2 at a time. I mean, they're so far ahead at this point. There's not really anything My Little Pony can do except for try to hold on. As we see another Flash Force out of I Am Defective.
Defective definitely tanking that. Nice jump in there from Evaniscus. So it looks like Team Velocity Esports will have minions complementing another push as Maple takes that turret. So it's now 4-0. Nice True Shot Barrage Maple Street pops barrier of insanity, overextending just a tad bit much as Paranoia comes in. And Zero picks up the kill onto Maple Street as he's still going hot. Nice spell shield. And the solar flare not quite going to hit as the flash does come out. Chris coming in hot as well. Gets possibly 2 stuns here soon, though unfortunately did not have the stacks up. Holy Braille goes down to the auto attack shuriken. Very, very nice. So now Velocity expanding their lead even more. It's 18-5.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really much that you can say about this at this point either. Velocity's taken all but 1 tower outside of My Little Pony's base. So I think they could do about anything they want at this point. Especially, I believe Top Otter's still disconnected as well. That's definitely hurting. So now not only is My Little Pony behind, but they're behind and fighting a 4v5. So I'm almost surprised they haven't tried to get a pause out to maybe get Top Otter's connection fixed, but I'm guessing that they're just sort of almost a bit resigned to it at this point.
Oh, it's all right, as the game is 18-5 here, 12 minutes in. Definitely looking like it has elements of steamroll, but you never know what can happen. So still going in, Evaniscus waiting at Dragon, just kind of chilling there as the ward does come in from Holy Braille. So they will have sight of that as he will back out. Top Otter disconnecting again. It's all right. Hopefully he'll come back. I don't think this game was tournament draft, so stuff happens. I mean, can't just worry about it. Just got to play through the pain, I guess. Holy Braille and Zero going to take those double golems. Everybody kind of returns.
Yeah, at this point, there's not really much, but just pain. It is actually tournament draft.
Okay, I did not think it was tournament draft.
Well, we just confirmed that it is indeed tournament draft. I had a feeling. I thought the invited said tournament draft, but I didn't really want to look at it. The pause did actually come out from Velocity's side, and they're sort of discussing it now in chat. So at this point, I think it's worth kind of going back over a few things. That exchange that sort of happens in My Little Pony's jungle and mid lane, where I believe Evaniscus ended up dying, as well as quite a few members of My Little Pony. What had happened is that actually started with Evaniscus pressuring My Little Pony's red buff pretty much solo, and that's kind of why he died. He kind of kept in there a bit too long and just got caught for it. So it's pretty much now just waiting for this pause to end. There's not really too much to go over at this point. Still 5-0 in turrets. It's now 10,500 gold at the 12.5 minute mark or so. It looks like we're now actually giving some feedback in all chat. So that's some very interesting feedback to see as well.
Oh my god. Okay.
I believe the stream might not be able to see that, so they have no clue what we're laughing
Good guy
at now. But
anyway, back to this, looking at the item builds. Quick off Chalice of Harmony for I Am Defective, as he's kind of far behind on Vile Rose, who does so much damage with that Magia's Soul Stealer. Can't quite tell how many stacks he got. So he's got 6 stacks. 6 stacks on that Magia's Soul Stealer as he's 3-0-6. So,
you know, at this point, I'm not even as concerned about the stacks on his Magia's Soul Stealer as I am concerned about the stacks on his Sword of the Occult that he's purchased as well.
Oh!
So it looks like Vile Rose just sort of going for all the stacking items at this point. A lot of what Velocity is talking about at this point is always having a plan at level 1. And that's very important. Like, you always need to know exactly what you're doing from the second you enter the game. You can't just sort of go in and say, okay, well, now what? You know, you have to go in with an idea of what you're going to do right at the start. And I think that kind of showed quite a bit.
All right, so hopefully this pause will come out here just tad sooner. Hopefully it won't be that long. But never fear, you have the nice commentary of Tasting Ovens and however you say your name, sir. Can't remember.
Entheogen.
Entheogen. That's right. Okay, I was right.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I'm glad to have the most unpronounceable name on our casting crew. It's very nice to have that honor. It's, nice change.
Yeah.
But they're sort of talking at this point now about advice for laning, which is that they sort of lost pretty much all their lanes from that level 1 where 3 of them ended up going down. There wasn't really much they could do at that point. So maybe played it a little bit riskier than they could have. You know, they can try and scare someone off with the jungle, but I don't really know at this point. And really, it's just filling time, waiting for the pause to stop. We did say we're going to give them about 5 or 7 minutes, so we hopefully will not have this pause for too much longer. I believe at this point it would be about a minute or 3 left. So, do you have anything you'd like to add to this?
Shouldn't be too long. I do believe this is shameful in pauses. It is the time that you have to try and fill as best as you can. But unfortunately, I would like to point out that Leona has not used that Total Biscuit yet, so the Biscuit of Rejuvenation is still in Holy Braille's inventory. Unfortunately, doesn't look like he's going to be able to use it. Chris disconnecting 2 on the side of Velocity, but he comes back 18-5. So let's just try to recap a little bit. 18-5 with an 11k gold lead, 5 towers to 0. Almost every single turret outside of the base for My Little Pony is knocked down, with the exception of the bottom inner. So it looks like play will resume now. Good stuff to see.
And even more importantly than play resuming at this point, Chris has agreed to AFK and base to make this a fair fight 4v4. So nice show of showmanship from there as we now see some action onto Xenazero.
Xenazero is going to get rooted with Absolute Zero into Shockwave. So much damage. Nice comeback from Maple Street. Holy Braille now tanking a little bit too much. Nice ultimate from Evaniscus. Double kill for Maple. And it looks like they might be going to finish this push out. Effective is kind of squishy. 1 crit from Maple Street. Nice Ice Blast. And Vile Rose and Maple Street just doubling up on good guy Defective. And they will take him down.
Yeah. And more importantly, Vile Rose has managed to hit 10 stacks on his Magi Soul Stealer at this point and 4 stacks on his Sword of Occult. So you really need to watch that as we continue on this game. I believe that Top Otter has managed to get his internet working again, so I'm not really certain what's going on. We are seeing Vinsanity just sort of solo shoving the bot lane, but at this point I believe he's just sort of trading away his entire base for it. So we might see this game end very shortly as well.
Definitely so. Definitely Effective taking down a half HP from the both hits on Sivir Q. So loads of damage coming out from that Boomerang Blade. And it looks like they're going to try to deny this creep wave as best as they can just for this push and possibly to win the game 14 minutes in. Baron has not even spawned. Vile Rose is looking like he wants to come back around as he's kind of out of mana. Insanity in the bottom lane, kind of AFK pushing on his own. No one's going to go B. Oh, change of heart. NK Inc. will go B. And I need to jump to... My bad.
Yeah, we were a little behind. We did see Top Otter getting a bit caught out there. Almost saw Evaniscus turn on him as we now seeing a flash in from a jump in from Evaniscus.
Triple root. Very nice. Maple Street picking up 1 as Evaniscus is very, very low. Top Otter going in hot. He will be able to get a shutdown onto Evaniscus, but the chase still continues as Maple Street will go down as well. Double kill for NK Inc., but a nice shutdown by I Am Defective taking out Maple Street.
Yeah, once again, Velocity has managed to successfully trade away Evaniscus, and this time Maple Street as well, for killing the vast majority of My Little Pony's Arsenal, I guess you could say, team, players, champions, any one of those words works. We are seeing now a Zeal picked up for Vile Rose as well. We do also have, just to sort of go over other items, a needlessly large rod on AP, so those Alpha Strikes are going to be doing a ridiculous amount of damage. We actually did see in the European LCS today, I believe Alex Itch was playing APE in the mid lane against evil geniuses, and it didn't quite work out well for them, but I think we might see a bit of a different result this time, as we are seeing Vile Rose now in My Little Pony space and out of My Little Pony space.
Oh, dude, face check at the absolute zero does so much damage. Evaniscus and Vile Rose will be able to take him out with that Ignite. Barrier was popped too early as the engage is coming back around. Holy Braille will go down. So Vile Rose picking up two is from Maple Street's trying to deal damage as well. Flash coming out of Zyna Zero. Top otter pretty low as well. Evaniscus doing some good damage. And it looks like they will push the final turret outside of My Little Pony's base.
So Vile Rose just sort of running towards them as well at this point, managing to get an Ice Ball off onto Orianna, but it's going to be interesting watching them try to hold this.
Engage is coming back. Nice artificial zone. He's out of Evaniscus as the engage is still coming. Zyna Zero trying to take out from Maple Street. The true shot barrage isn't even enough, so Maple Street will survive to fight another day, and he will have to back out most likely. Oh, no, he's going for it with that lifesteal. He's healing up just a tad bit, but he will most likely have to go B, so a little bit of a bright shine of light for My Little Pony, but it doesn't look like, as the minions flow into their base, that this one will turn around so quickly.
Yeah, and then even at this point, even just aside from the super creeps at My Little Pony's Nexus turrets, they also have a wave at top lane as well, and there's another one reinforcing that. It's going to be very, very hard for them to hold for a few minutes, and they're just going to be kind of trapped in their base. Velocity is going to get to do whatever they want anywhere on the map at this point, it's going to be really hard for My Little Pony to get out of their base again for quite some time if the game lasts that long.
We'll see. So, looks like NK Inc. with Evaniscus, Vile Rose is going to go B. It looks like most of Velocity will be heading kind of in the direction of that mid, as ping spam is coming out from My Little Pony. But, looks like Evaniscus and NK Inc. are kind of on the alone here. Pings are coming out. Engage might happen. Evaniscus is jumping in, but I don't think going to follow up on it too hard. Looks like Frozen Tomb is now up, so that Evaniscus artificial Zonias on himself, or the enemy if he so chooses, will definitely help him out a lot in those team fights. As we're seeing this one going down. Chris is in the top lane. Looks like everyone's finally here and all good. Evaniscus jumps in with a nice root on Zyna Zero, and he gets taken pretty low with artificial zone. He's going to block the true shot. Top otter going in hot. The inhib does come up. Shockwave going onto Vile Rose and NK Inc. His Paranoia comes out from Zyna Zero onto Maple Street, who's doing some nice kiting of his own. And it looks like he'll get a double as NK Inc. picks the other onto Holy Grail. And now Zyna Zero is on the run. Vile Rose taken out. Good guy of Insanity under tower. And the chase continues. Yes, the chase continues. Onto Zyna Zero. Alpha Strike auto attack. GG. NK Inc. picks that one up. And he will try to go B as Chris and Vile Rose will split push this one while denying creeps.
Yeah, and really that was Velocity going in 4v5 even and managing to pick up an ace basically for free. They're just that far ahead at this point. So we are hitting about the 20-minute mark. We're going to see both inhibitors fall once again. The bottom turret sort of being ignored at this point, but they might be able to look to end here soon as we see an engage on Maple Street.
Maple Street did dodge the stun from Renekton with his spell shield, picking up more with that ricocheting boomerang thing. Anyway, so defective, try to go, and Vinsanity going in, double kill for Maple, but he will get shut down once again by Vinsanity this time around. Now Chris trying to dodge it. Alpha Strike coming in, double kill for NK Yankees. He's going in for Zyna Zero for the triple. Let's see if he can get it as Chris is tanking the turret. There's the ace. Good guy, scumbag Vile Rose taking it away. Chris getting shut down. GG, unfortunately, for that one. But never fear. So now 39-11 for Team Velocity.
Yeah, 39-11 at this point is pretty insane, as we're going to see now Vile Rose channeling Ultimate Zero, I believe, to kill those 3 minions sitting in it. So I'm just going to sort of walk away from Top Otter, who's kind of trying to make something happen, but can't really do so at this point.
Definitely a good job by Evan, is keeping those guys at bay from Vile Rose. Not going to let him die, indeed. Meniscus does have that roop she just used. He's going to be able to jump over the wall. Does look like he has flash up here soon, so he will be able to get away anyway. And they will back out as top otter, and the rest of My Little Pony do return to try and protect their base.
And even beyond that, I mean, Vile Rose has managed to get those 20 stacks on his Magi Soul Stealer, so that's definitely going to have to come into play at this point as well.
Vinsanity getting taken out by a Veniscus. They're going in hot here. Ignite is sitting on Vinsanity. Holy Braille's coming around as well. True Shot Barrage lands onto Evaniscus. He's trying to solo him, flashes over the wall. Chris gets caught in the shockwave. Gonna try to speed run out of there by barely dodging the Zenith Blade. Vile Rose is here, coming back over on Evaniscus' side. Gonna get the root as Paranoia comes inside of zero, picking that one up. And now Chris trying to 2v1. He picks up one. Can he get the two? No, they do as NK Inc. comes in for the set with the Alpha Strike. He's still coming in. Double kill for him. Triple kill. Can he get the quadri? No, he can't because Vile Rose is scrub new. Oh my goodness, Vile Rose. Give your poor guy the quadra as NK Inc. just charges into the base to celebrate victory. And it looks like Velocity will take this game. So this game definitely going to Velocity eSports over My Little Pony, the second place team in Season 2 of the League Rising Star Series. Good game all around, unfortunately. Velocity does come out on top, as I believe we might have a game 2. I think. We'll see. Possibly, anyway. So it looks like we are going to have a game 2, my friends. A game 2 of My Little Pony and Velocity Esports. Velocity coming out on top for game 1. See if My Little Pony can bounce it back in this one. This is a best of 3, and as you know, Velocity won game 1 by a fairly large margin. So we'll see what Pony can do to come back as things look up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I think we might see Velocity pull out something a bit more unique next game. Who knows? I mean, that certainly was a bit unique. I mean, it's not every day you see Magi Soul Stealer, sort of the Occult Nunu, or the AP Yi in the jungle, but we will definitely see something interesting come out of it very soon, I think. All right, we are now into game number 2 of Velocity Esports versus My Little Pony, the prize for the League of Legends Rising Star Series Season 2 tournament. Blue team will be my Velocity Esports this time, and the purple team will be My Little Pony. We are seeing a Twisted Fate ban first from Velocity.
Definitely a common ban strat by Velocity. Do ban out Twisted Fate a lot. Sometimes combo that with a Zac or something like that. But Twisted Fate is a big ban on their end, so definitely no surprise there. Trendamir being banned out as well from My Little Pony.
I don't know about that one. I think they might just be banning out, as we are seeing Sejuani ban, so I have a feeling that the last one is probably going to start with a certain letter, but I won't spoil the surprise. We are seeing the Kha'Zix and Thresh bans, so Velocity Esports banning out the less interesting TKT.
Oh, that's unfortunate. TK. That's positively awesome.
Do see the Mordekaiser ban coming off of My Little Pony, so it's quite obvious what they're going for with the bans there, and Rise locked in immediately by Velocity.
Oh my goodness. So Rise locked in by NK. Don't know where that one is going. I'm still on the TSM thing, honestly. That's funny for me.
Janna okay. Looks like we'll get you through it. We can get you through it.
Looks like Holy Braille's kind of hovering over a lot of things. Possibly going for that Blitzcrank if he so chooses to, put the more early harass out on Maple. But Janna definitely, if he chooses to so lock this in, is one of his more played champions. Plays a lot of Leona, and his second most played champion is indeed Janna, so knows what he's doing there. Vinsanity as well on the Lee Sin. Haven't really checked stats, but Lee Sin's not super difficult, I guess.
Well, thankfully, I do have some stats from day one of our tournament. We actually did not see Zinazero playing Lee Sin at any point, and Vinsanity was playing mid lane as a sub for Purple Team, unless he's running AD carry Lee Sin, just tricking us all. We are seeing the Singed lock from Vile Rose and Maple Street hovering over a bunch of things, but possibly Teemo.
Oh, come on, Maple, dude. AD carry Teemo, I will love you forever. So Vile Rose picks the Singed. Is Maple going with the Teemo? Oh, dude, please. Oh.
Nautilus.
Oh.
Well, that's a bit disappointing. I think everyone will agree that we're sort of all hoping for the Teemo lock there. Just see what happens. And we do see the Master Yi lock now from I Am Defective, so I'm wondering what we're going to see that go. I mean, we saw it jungle last game. We've seen it AP mid and LCS. We've seen it who knows where in Bronze League. So at this point, anything could happen.
Definitely.
And, I don't know. Zinazero maybe going for that Ezreal again, either for Vinsanity or perhaps there's something crazy about to happen.
Perhaps indeed we'll go with the Ezreal as you predicted, even though I'm a little bit behind. So thank you for spoiling it for me. No, I'm just kidding. Chris?
Hey, I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just slightly psychic. So we do see Chris going for the Aatrox pick and Evaniscus hovering over Nami at this point. So I'm still not certain what Maple Street's going to be playing in that bot lane. Looks like they've sort of picked up a bunch of almost random things to go around the map. So we'll see what's happening.
Let's hope that is indeed an AD carry Nami. I love seeing it. It's so fun to play. But anyway, picks coming out. We'll see what happens. Haven't seen a lot of Nami on Evaniscus' end, so from what I've seen anyway.
And we'll lock in the Fiddlesticks. So the Velocity Esports team has come up with the interesting and unique team comp of Rise, Nautilus, Singed, Aatrox, Fiddlesticks. So let's see what My Little Pony picks up to round out their team, which looks a lot more standard, but that's kind of relative at this point.
Kind of not the combination or composition that you would combo a Fiddlesticks into, so definitely as there's not a lot of AoE crowd control knocking everybody into the middle like an Orianna Shockwave or anything else, so Fiddle might be a little bit out of place, but depending on where he's going or what they're running, should be interesting to see how it works out.
Top Otter looking like he wants to lock in that Jack, so My Little Pony again, like you said the first game, they play a very standard game and they're going for a very standard comp. would imagine you'll see Vinsanity and Zinazero trade, and you'll see the jungle Lee Sin, the mid Yi, or maybe they'll stick on the jungle Ezreal and try and give Velocity sort of a taste of their own medicine to an extent. But that would certainly be an interesting change of pace, and I look forward to seeing that if it happens. We do see 30 seconds still ticking down to trade, so they still haven't done so yet.
You can definitely see those chat messages coming out indeed. Fortunately, I've lagged just a wee bit behind, so we shouldn't be too far back. Looks like it's happening. Come on, help me out here.
What's happening? What is happening is that we're still sitting here with no trades, and it looks like we're going to see from Maple Street on Nautilus, Vile Rose on Singed, NK Inc. on Rise, Chris on Aatrox, and Evaniscus on Fiddlesticks, with no Smite on that team. So we might be seeing them playing a 2 duo lanes, or who knows what. And Vile Rose does take Smite at the last second, so who knows.
So it looks like that will indeed be a jungle Ezreal with a possible bottom lane Yi or Risinga.
I think you might actually see the Lee Sin Janna lane going on here. And more importantly, I still have no clue what you will actually see from Velocity. So I don't know. It's going to be crazy no matter what happens. I mean, just looking at the summoner spells on both sides, you have Ignite, Exhaust, Lee Sin, you have 3 Ignites on both teams, and then on the other side you have Ignite, Exhaust, Nautilus, which is something that's even more out there than anything on. I think it's probably honestly the strangest part of Velocity's team is just the Ignite, Exhaust, Nautilus for Maple Street, but we got 2 minutes left to figure this out, so what are your thoughts?
Hold on, I may have found my way into the game.
You may have found your way into the game. Congratulations.
Dang it! It's blacked out. Oh, I can't spectate the champion select. Oh my goodness. Well then, so it looks like everything's locked in, no trades. I'm guessing you're in the delay period, correct?
We are indeed in the delay period. We have about a minute and a half left. I don't really know what to talk about at this point, to be entirely honest, because Velocity has not really left us anything to discuss because their comp is so completely out there, so completely weird that it's hard to predict anything out of it. On the other side, My Little Pony's still somewhat in their comfort zone of playing a bit standard. I mean, you have I Am Defective on Yi, and I expect you'll see that go mid lane. You have Top Otter on Jax, I expect you'll see that go top lane, sort of still be that standard places, but just sort of different things in those more standard places. On the other hand, with the Velocity, you could see any manner of any combination of anything, and it would not surprise me one bit.
Definitely have seen a lot of these picks common, more so in the regular season of the League Rising Stars series. Most positive that these are actually not too uncommon for Team My Little Pony, with the exception of the jungle Ezreal on the side of Zinazero. That one's kind of never seen that from him before, but we all know that one works from solo queue watching Saint Vicious stream. So,
well, I mean, we saw it work in LCS. We saw
that too.
Velocity knock out Marn with it, so that's clearly the intent here. They're trying to knock Velocity out of LCS from this scrim.
Oh my goodness, if that were only the case, my friends. So, looks like how much longer?
How much longer?
Yes,
8 seconds. Are you as excited for this game as I am?
I am very excited for Game 2 of this best of 3. As you all know, Velocity taking Game 1 against My Little Pony. Let me just hop into the spectate with you guys, and we can get this show on the road.
Just sort of while we're on the loading screen, that was another time to once again thank both Cloud9 and Velocity eSports for taking the time out of what must be a very busy and stressful schedule with LCS to come and agree to scrim against both of these teams. So huge thanks to both teams.
Yeah, very much so indeed. A very charitable act on their part, is, you know, they're very busy with their practicing, with all their things that they've got going on. So definitely big thanks to them. But hey, feel free to stop back as much as you want. We'll always have you here.
Yeah, I mean, please come back next tournament as well, and the tournament after. You know, it's good fun to see this sort of thing going on. It's really nice that they showed up for it as well. I mean, it's gotta be hard being an LCS, being on that sort of, this is your life for the next 10 weeks or 8 weeks. I can't actually remember at this point at how long the season is, but I mean, this could
I think
just
it's
as
10
well
weeks
be.
this time.
Yeah, this could just as well just sort of be a way of them kind of winding down and cooling off from that as well. So in that case, we're very happy to be able to provide some stress relief for them.
Like the stress balls of the LCS coming to the LRSS to play against amateur teams and just positively try to stomp them as best as you can. On the other hand, will they try to hold their own and honestly get advice on some occasions from pro players? That's always a good thing to experience. It looks like we're probably going to get loaded in here with some high ping on Chris and definitely on Chris.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, as it appears that this whole match has now been the game of top laners having internet problems. So hopefully that'll even out very soon. But just to kind of go back to that again, at the end of the day, for My Little Pony, this is what they make of it. If they manage to pick up something off of this, then it's going to be absolutely amazing for them. You know, they did get quite a bit of advice during that break, as we now have loaded into the game, and we're going to see exactly where Velocity is going to put everyone.
Looks like an early pause will come out, unfortunately, but everything does seem to be in the proper placement. So looks like good somewhat. Just got to adjust those things, and we're good.
All right, that was a much shorter pause in the first game, thankfully, because I ran out of things to talk about in the first pause around minute number 2. So it looks like we might see NK Inc. and Evaniscus sort of towards that bot lane. We see Chris moving towards the top side of the map. We see Vile Rose and Maple Street. It looks like they might actually go in on My Little Pony's blue buff at this point.
So Vile Rose and the rest of Team Hold On. I like it. Oh, looks like the red buff will be the start for Zero, as Vile Rose, Maple Street, NK, and Evaniscus are just kind of chilling over here. So
yeah, Team Proxy has managed to work their way into the bot side bushes over here, and My Little Pony might be in for the surprise of their lives in just a moment.
The ward was dropped, as Velocity does like to do so. Could be very nice bait. Vile Rose tanking a little bit. Nice Sonic, whatever Sonic. Yeah, we'll go with Resonating Strike. Ignite is on Insanity, and he will go down for first blood. Definitely got baited and outsmarted, you sirens, you.
Yeah, fell for the almost kind of obvious bait there of Vile Rose just sort of walking forward, like, I'm going to walk forwards now in a very predictable way. I certainly hope Lee Sin doesn't try and kick me over this wall. And then Lee Sin kicked him over this wall, and Lee Sin died.
Chris, the only one neglecting to go with his team and just kind of chill in the top lane. As the Tornadic Fun Time will get the knockup on Evaniscus and NK, as they're both tanking creeps. So looks like Holy Braille's kind of on the chase there, as Insanity's coming back to lane. Maple Street will be going mid against an AP Master Yi. Always love seeing Nautilus in the mid lane, though.
But most importantly, Vile Rose is now going for the next level proxy strats, as he has managed to work his way into My Little Pony's base behind their mid nexus. So he's going to be apparently attempting to proxy all the creeps, I would imagine. But this is going to lead to some very interesting moments. We now see Zero getting walked in on by an Evaniscus.
Zero does flash, double flash coming, and Zero does get out. The blue buff goes his way. Vile Rose, unfortunately, getting taken out in the base just a wee bit too quick, as Top Otter does get the stun onto Chris, but I don't think they will engage onto each other. Defective trying to clear those waves with Alpha Strike. As Vile Rose is back up, so we'll see how far he can get. This time without flash at his disposal. Anchor harass from Defective is very nice. Ghost is popped by Chris to stay alive, as Top Otter did almost get the stun. Exhaust is on Top Otter, but he did get the ignite off, so this one could be interesting. Passive is propped. Well, bot lane Evaniscus does pick up the kill onto Vinsanity again. Maple Street and Defective tanking it out as well. Zero is coming up, misses the Mystic Shot. Chris does not have that passive at his disposal. Jump and stun and now Zyna0 picks that one up, and it's 2-1.
So that was a nice play by Zyna0 showing up there, as we're now seeing some hurt going on to Holy Grail in the top lane. Nothing will really come of it at this point, but I mean, just going back to it, Vile Rose is now between the mid towers again and tanking a few shots. Maple Street will get him out of it, though. The Zyna0 is showing up, though.
Alpha Strike from Defective could be too strong here. They could get a double as the Meditate is off by Defective, but you should never chase a Singe, Defective. Oh my goodness, he will stay alive, so getting out of that one just barely as Vile Rose will go B. The bot lane of NK and Evaniscus. Saw this earlier on. Sonic Wave gonna jump in with the Resonating Strike, and it looks like Vinsanity will pick up one as he's going in to try and continue on to NK Inc. with those attacks. Heal is popped. Sonic Wave lands, it'll pick up a double. Very nice by Vinsanity, taking out NK and Evaniscus.
Yeah, so game 1, we just sort of saw a methodical stomp by Velocity. In game 2, we're sort of seeing indescribable action around the map. Top Otter is out of mana in this top lane, sort of trying to duel with Chris a little bit. Chris kind of jumping out of, not really getting much out of it. Will chase Top Otter back to the tower, but probably won't pick anything up off of it. Singed Vile Rose now taking blue buff. Looks like he's maybe just starting to kind of jungle anyways. Nautilus versus Master Yi mid lane. Not one that I ever thought I would be commentating, to be entirely honest. And then you have the Fiddlesticks Rise bot lanes. We are seeing some damage on Holy Grail.
Holy Grail tanking some as well as Vinsanity tanking just a wee, but able to live still up just a tad. So it doesn't look like any casualties will come as Zyna0 trying to cover the lane. Nice knockup by Chris, trying to get it up there. His passive is up, so he will be able to survive if any engages come his way. Zyna0 pretty low. Vile Rose coming in for a dive, and Top Otter comes back just in time, my friend. Able to pick up the kill onto Vile Rose. So it is now 5-2 in favor of Team My Little Pony.
Well, this is even more unexpected than Champ Select at this point. My Little Pony having a fairly good showing against Velocity at this point. And really, Chris is going to back in this bush here. Top Otter is going to sort of wander around. We're not really seeing too much action, I would say, from that bottom lane. I was expecting to see more as we see Defective sort of going on Maple Street here.
Not too much, as they are both kind of... I mean, Maple Street is a one tanky astronaut, so he will be able to survive. I love seeing Nautilus mid lane. It's so awesome. Looks like Vinsanity's going in hot, and he's trying to get NK Inc. with Ignite sitting on him. Last tick will not be able to get it. So NK Inc. will survive as Zyna0 trying to go in on Vile Rose. Hits the Mystic Shot. With that Madred's Blood Razor, mind you.
Yeah, I mean, not really giving him much dueling potential, but does give him a bit of clear speed and the ability to kind of keep functioning at this point. As we see Vile Rose once again proxying creeps, this time in bottom lane.
Meanwhile, though, as well in top, I mean, Top Otter forcing Chris out fairly hard, doing some good damage every time he comes in. So, speak of the devil, same thing happening here. Pots being popped all around. Vile Rose in a 1v3 situation, get a flash out. Nice dodging the Sonic Wave. Now Evaniscus might just tank just a wee bit too much if he does not get the fear. So he will back out. Chris pretty low, even still has that passive. And Vile Rose still kind of chilling on a ward. So you to see what happens. Chris's passive was popped in the top lane as Top Otter tried to go in with Exhaust sitting on himself. Might be able to jump out. Who knows? Stun going. Dodges it. Very nice. Knock up onto Defective as well with Ignite. And he will go down to Maple Street. Nautilus in the mid lane. Very, very strong, honest. And also, Chris made it out in the top lane on his own.
Yeah, and that was just pretty much skill up there. That was just, you kind of see Chris's mechanical skill over Top Otter. Of course, it's the general difference. Challenger tier, silver level. At that point, he jumped over the stun. He saved himself completely. There was no more real threat from Top Otter to do anything. Couldn't really chase him down at that point. And Vile Rose once again proxying creeps, this time again in top lane. So I really don't know what to make of this game at this point.
This game is definitely very out there, as Top Otter will go B. So we'll not have to deal with that one. Looks like Vinsanity trying to clear the wave down as things continue to go that way. Just going to go ahead and list these things like this on mine. Hang on a sec here. There we go. I've changed everything around, so it looks so much better. Looks like Chris pushing out the top lane pretty good. Gonna do some damage to that turret. As Vile Rose is proxying those creeps, but Top Otter is here, and he does have a 2-level advantage. Zero as well. Vile Rose pretty low here. Top Otter does not get the stun. Chris going in hot onto Zero. Holy Braille taking out Evaniscus as well. That's happening in bot. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Chris trying to dodge, possibly. We'll see what happens. Top Otter could get that leap strike if he flashes. Leap strike. Where's the stun? Boy, he gets the stun. Top Otter taking out Chris.
Yeah, just to go back to that kill in bot lane, what had happened there was Evaniscus used Crowstorm and ended up underneath My Little Pony's tower. Got caught by I Am Defective, who had swept in from behind to gank. And then the Janna Tornado just sort of kept him there long enough for the tower to finish him off.
Looks like Insanity gonna get Room Prison, trying to dive on her turret just a wee bit too much, gets the kill. Meanwhile, Defective as well in the mid lane. But unfortunately, NKing does get the gold and the slaying of Insanity, his killer. So that will go now. Vile Rose and Top Otter trading again in the top lane. Vile Rose pretty low with that 100-0 potential of Top Otter. So
yeah, and at some point in time, we're going to see Velocity sort of start to pull a bit of an advantage. They have a lot of raw early-ish power in their inventory. They have the 3 Doran's rings on Evaniscus. We're seeing some damage on Top Otter up in top lane here.
Top Otter trying to 1v2 here as Chris and Vile Rose are there. The poison will get there. Defective coming up for a counter gank. Going to try to get those auto attacks onto Chris. As Vile Rose continues to proxy. Defective going to jump out, get knocked up by Chris with the meditate on his skin. Going to try to heal up just a tad bit, but Chris is healing up a nice bit as well. And it looks like they might go down as he flashes over the wall. Now Zero going to go to Evaniscus. So nice catch by Evaniscus, being all the way up, leaving good guy NK Inc. to solo lane.
Yeah, now at this point you're sort of starting to see Velocity turn it on a bit. Velocity, as we actually see Maple Street manage to pick up I'm Defective with that ultimate as well. Up until this point, Velocity has just sort of been kind of screwing around, doing fun things. At this point, they're kind of buckling down a little bit and really starting to make stuff happen. So now's the point where we're going to start to see this game turn around, I feel.
Vile Rose will go down to Top Otter, who did get that leap strike. Too much damage. First turret of the game, though, does go to Team Velocity eSports. Is Insanity picking up the other kill on NK Inc. So it is a 1-for-1 turret trade. Now Evaniscus and Zero doing some damage to each other. More so Evaniscus, though. Mystic Shot will land. It looks like they will try to continue this chase as Maple Street not given to. Evaniscus, come on in, buddy. Passive is procced by Chris, but we'll go back there. Evaniscus tanking just a wee bit much. Defective is coming back in. Let's see if he can get the chase. As the speed comes out from that ultimate flash for Evaniscus, looks like he might be able to make it out.
We're actually seeing Top Otter jumping onto Chris into top lane, almost managing to pick him up, but it's getting very...
Leap strike for the win,
close.
Broseph. Leap strike will be enough for Chris to go down as that passive was procced.
So yeah, at this point, we may be seeing a lot of kills going on to My Little Pony side, but we're seeing towers going on to Velocity side. Maple Street getting a bit caught out here.
Maple Street does have the shield, though. True Shot Barrage going to miss. Sonic Wave into Resonating Strike, and Effective picks it up with the Alpha Strike. So now 13-8 in favor of Team My Little Pony.
Yeah, but the kill score doesn't really describe much the state of this game at this point. They're getting a lot of kills, but they're only 100 gold ahead because of that 2-tower advantage, because despite the sort of messing around... Actually, the farm advantage isn't too big anywhere except in jungle, where Vile Rose has, if you can call it jungling, it's sort of been proxying more than anything behind towers. He's been farming a lot better than Zero on the jungle Ezreals. We're now seeing another engagement up in top lane. Top Otter actually looking to go for the tower while Chris trying to clear creeps behind him.
Definitely so, doing some good damage with those stacks. Gonna get the stun onto Chris as well. Turret going down bottom lane to Evaniscus, so they'll take a 3-0 turret lead. Just kind of expand that out. Ward going down. Vile Rose trying not to get taken out. Evaniscus, nice fear and drain. So he's coming up with that one there. Chris going in as well, trying to stay alive against the top otter who pops the ultimate. Looks like he's going to go in hot, jump in with a leap strike, takes out Chris before the passive is up, so he will get that one. Now top otter sitting at 5-1.
Yeah, but meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we are seeing one of the more interesting duels with the meditating Master Yi being drained by Fiddlestick, so both people leave that with full health at that point. Holy Grail did get fairly low on Janna in that as well. Now we're seeing NK Inc. looking to move up to top lane on that rise.
Also, the anchor lands from I Am Defective. Exhaust sitting on him as well as the ultimate does not... might be able to get away if Maple Street can't land the hook. Does not have flash at his disposal, so he will not be able to go in hot with that one. He doesn't even have flash, so not going to be able to possibly pick this up as the meditate comes out from Defective. He's going to heal up to basically full HP. Oh my goodness, everyone. Don't you just hate AP Master Yi? Looks like they're going to try to trade as Insanity comes down to try and help his Brosif, but Maple Street pick it up one with Sonic Wave and the kick from Insanity against Maple Street, and Zyna Zero comes out and picks that one up. And they might be looking for a dragon as the rest of Team Velocity goes for a turret.
And again, at this point, it doesn't really matter what My Little Pony does if they're going to continue trading away the kills for the turrets. And it's almost like all of Velocity at this point is just sort of acting as bait so the rest of the team can go take a tower. One of them said, like, oh, look, you killed me. I'm going to go for your mid inner turret. We will see My Little Pony pick up a second tower off of that as well, but now Velocity is knocking on the front door of their base.
Top Otter tanking a little bit too much from those three, so might have to back out. Yes, he will, and sacrifice that turret, possibly as the minions are coming. But Engage is still going. Viros will go down to Defective, and Chris trying to take him out by his lonesome with Ignite sitting on him. And meanwhile, in the bottom, team My Little Pony was trying to put the inhibitor turret. Both main inhibitor turrets at about half HP, unless Velocity can take this one out. Yes, they can. So there will be an open inhibitor for Velocity Esports if they could possibly even take this one out by themselves.
And, you know, they can continue to do so as they do manage to pick up a kill on I Am Defector from Meniscus because they can't stop them. They can't leave. And it looks like they picked up 2 kills outside of Velocity's base right now and going for a third with Zyna Zero with Maple Street trying to get the hook down, not managing to quite pick it up. And will manage to pick up the last hook onto My Little Pony. So My Little Pony just had 4 of their members die while one of their inhibitors is going down.
Looks like Top Otter getting taken out pretty good by Evaniscus as well. Ignite staying on him. Does get a 1-for-1, but that is an ace for Velocity Esports. So when it looks like they are kind of behind, still have 5 towers to 2 and a gold lead. So they will take the first inhib of the game here. 16:47 in. Defective trying to clear it. The inhibitor has fallen, my friend. And it looks like Evaniscus is going to try to retreat and possibly go back. Or take the red buff. That works too.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Your Fiddlesticks. You may not have that much mana, but you do have those 3 Doran's rings, so you're going to get at least 12 back when you kill the unit. So who knows from here on out? I think you might see him go back after this, but he does have that 1,600 gold sitting in his bank. He's probably going to go, as we are seeing I Am Defective maybe looking to make something happen in this top lane.
Defective trying to Vile Rose. Maple Street being chased on in the bottom as well, but Vile Rose definitely a lot more tanky. Insanity jumping onto Maple Street in the bottom, so we'll take out that one. NK Inc. trying to take out Holy Braille, but Zyna Zero's here. Nice Sonic Wave plus the kick, and NK will go down as well. Double kill for Insanity, as well as Vile Rose being able to make it out with Evaniscus, so they will both retreat and possibly make it to safety. Vile Rose is proxying those minions very, very hard.
Yeah, he's really spent a lot more time in My Little Pony space than you would expect. As we do see Holy Grail going down to Chris, and it looks like they're trying to pick Chris up off of this.
Chris does not have that passive, so Zyna Zero picking that one up, as well as Evaniscus going down. So now 3 kills for the Holy Braille in favor of My Little Pony, taking that gold lead down to just 700. So still in favor of Team Velocity Esports.
Yeah, and actually they've carved that little bit of a gold lead for 500, and they have that inhibitor down. My Little Pony was not able to get the inhibitor, as we do see the Nautilus ultimate coming down onto Zyna Zero here, and
Good
pretty
Lord.
much instantly melts. Wow.
Good Lord. My friends, you are now seeing the damage of an AP mid Nautilus. So keep that one in mind. Oh my goodness. Keep that in mind for the ranked solo queue. Always a good thing to see is Vinsanity taking the buff out there. Top Otter gonna farm top.
Oh dear. Some friendly banter going on in all chat as well. This has just been a very amusing game to watch at this point. Vile Rose is going for My Little Pony's base once again, but at this point he's running into two of them with another behind him, so it's going to be... We're going to have to see what's going on here.
Vile Rose not going to tank too much from Holy Braille as he will get knocked up. But it's like he's kind of over the wall. Does have that Crow Storm up. Looks like he's going in hot. Gonna get out of there from the Monsoon. Top Otter gonna get feared as well. Looks like they're trying to go in hot. Evaniscus will go down to Vinsanity. And it looks like the chase is now on for Vile Rose with Exhaust sitting on his face. Resonating Strike in there. GG. Top Otter picking it up with the Leap Strike. And there's another one as it looks like Chris trying to push out the top.
Meanwhile, in top lane, yeah, Chris trying to push this out might actually be able to make something happen. I'm Defective trying to hold him off, but is only just sort of able to go kind of shake his fist at him. Now, Will Proc Highlander going in on Chris.
Chris picks up the kill onto Defective. Now Top Otter is here, my friends. Gonna jump out. The passive is popped. It looks like the stun might come out here soon as the Leap Strike comes as well with that little bit of lifesteal. Come on, Chris, you can do it. I have faith. Oh, Chris going in there for a nice 2 for 2. By 2 for 2, I mean 2 for 1. Top Otter and Defective going down just for Chris. A very nice play there, as well as NK. Gonna tank a little bit of damage from Insanity, but the AoE might be good enough. Heal comes out, and with Ignite, he still will trade a 1 for 1. But great play all around from both ends as Evaniscus and Maple Street coming to take out poor Holy Braille. Please tell me that Monsoon is up. Oh no, 30 seconds on the Monsoon, so he will not have that. Gonna get feared. Sit back, take it like a man, and go down.
As Vile Rose continuing to push these creeps into the My Little Pony base, has now managed to get them to the Nexus turrets, is going to get jumped on here by Top Otter and I'm Defective, and will go down fairly easily. But now they have to deal with the creeps in their base, and there's a Nautilus and Fiddlesticks knocking at their bottom tower.
So looks like the gold lead is now come back in favor of Team My Little Pony for 300. So it is 5 towers to 3, only now soon to be 6 to 3. And it looks like the gold lead will go back to Velocity eSports. So keep it up.
And at this point, I mean, I'm not certain what My Little Pony can do. There's just too much pressure coming off of Velocity Esports. They need to find a way to deal with this constant pushing everywhere that they're dealing with. And they're just sort of going for the kills. We do see a bit of a skirmish breaking out around the bottom lane.
Top Otter and Evaniscus to tank each other. Insanity picking that one up. Monsoon from Holy Braille might keep him out, but the anchor from Maple Street too strong. Is that is one fed astronaut, and by astronaut I mean guy from 20,000 Leagues Under the... Never mind. I don't even care. Maple Street and NK doing some damage with the AoE knockup. Ultimate going to hit onto both as Maple Street's pretty low. Nice Cutlass proc, and it looks like NK is going to try to clean it up. He might be able to pick up one. Can he pick up the second? The Sonic Wave does not hit with the lifesteal. Double kill for NK Inc. And it is now about almost a 1k gold lead as Chris trying to take out Zyna0. Going to jump in there, but Arcade Shift too strong.
Yeah, doesn't manage to pick anything up, but he gets to go back to shoving this top lane once again, and that tower is looking fairly low. I would imagine it'll probably go down off of it. NK ain't going to go back, not pressure that bot any longer, as we now see I'm Defective looking to stop this push in top.
Like Defective and Chris going to try to tank it. Meditate is going for Defective in his favor, but jumping onto it with that Alpha Strike. Too strong.
Yeah, but once again, Vile Rose is in My Little Pony's base, and this time he's pressuring on that freshly respawned inhibitor. Evaniscus is behind him outside the spaces. We are going to see Vinsanity looking to make something happen.
Insanity was chasing after Vile Rose, but as everyone knows, you never chase a Singe. The AoE coming out from NK Inc. Looks like the Crow Storm from Evaniscus will come out. Gonna get Monsoon straight into Vinsanity, he'll pick up one. So Ignite sitting on Holy Braille. He will stay alive for now, but there could be some AoE coming out here soon. Vile Rose just kind of keeping everyone at bay. Gets the flip. He will go down, but that completely leaves NK and Evaniscus open to take this inhib.
Yeah, and in exchange, all My Little Pony's going to get is maybe that top tower, a little bit of damage, but Chris is here to stop the push, so I don't think they're even going to be able to get any hits in on it. He's going to go on defective, though.
So Chris and defective going. Meditate is up. Gonna flash out. Not have to burn that one because why not? Funsies all around. Maple Street and Evaniscus pushing out the bottom lane with Top Otter just kind of chilling. Top Otter at 9-4. Definitely one fed Jaximus. Never something you like to see as well.
Yeah, and we are seeing Evaniscus maybe getting chased down by Insanity here, but 3 people have shown up from Velocity.
Nice anchor from Maple Street. Gonna pick up the kill on NK. Inkset going on Insanity. So I kind of worded that wrong, but that's all right. Top Otter jumping in. Gonna get feared and Rune Prison. Gonna cleanse out of it all with his ultimate. And now looks like we're seeing a fight. Nogup's gonna land onto 2 with Rune Prison and AoE coming from NK Inc. See if he can pick him up. Evaniscus doesn't have Crowstorm, but NK picks up 1. And it looks like they're going to continue. Crowstorm is up. There you go. Zyna0 goes down. Double for him, and NK picks that one up as well. And that looks like it'll be the ace for Team Velocity Esports. Still being down just a tad bit, but coming up with a gold lead and making it to the top again.
Yeah, and they're going to get quite a bit of damage on this bottom turret, and meanwhile, the super creeps are starting to get to the Nexus turrets as well. Vile Rose is starting to put some hurt on, as we do see Insanity just getting dropped really quickly by Chris and Kank and Evaniscus, and it looks like Velocity might look to end here.
Looks like one Nexus turret will fall, the other one soon to follow, and Velocity Esports is going to 2-0, the second place team in the LRSS for Season 2, My Little Pony. As they're trying to focus out the Nexus, we'll see what goes down.
And it looks like a lot of damage going into the Nexus. Chris jumping across, trying to make something happen. Holy Braille will put down Monsoon, but Evaniscus still kind of looking to hit the Nexus. Vile Rose off to the side there, just kind of standing there. Asking to dance.
Nexus not going down, unfortunately, but as you know, this one pretty much close to over. Evaniscus gets Fear off onto defective. Maple Street coming in. Very, very nice knock-up ultimate. And they'll take him out before he can even meditate. Vile Rose just kind of chilling in the base. It's like
And it looks like there's some jokes and dancing and stuff going on in My Little Pony's base.
So easily told this game is definitely over in favor of Velocity.
Yeah, no one really wants to kill Vile Rose at this point, and that's
the minions
kind of
might do
there
it.
goes Insanity, and Zyna0 will pick it up.
All right, so
that's just cruel. You can't just kill a man while he's dancing like that. It's not fair.
Looks like Maple, NK, and the rest of the team grouping up in this mid lane to try and focus out the Nexus as Top Otter leads the charge. Gonna jump in with that AoE stun. Top Otter gonna just get melted by all of Vest. And it looks like this will be the final push that you want to see, my friends. Velocity taking a 2-0 against Team My Little Pony. So the Nexus will most likely fall. They're gonna try to focus it, that being Chris anyway. Chris gonna focus the Nexus. Thank you, Chris, for focusing the Nexus. Nice fear. Jump into there onto defective. The knock-up from Nautilus will be it. And the Nexus will go down, please. The Nexus goes down, my friends.
I do not want the Nexus to go down. I never want this game to end.
Oh, the game just ended, unfortunately. So we'll be taking a 2-0 against My Little Pony in a very close game on both ends. Top Otter definitely getting fed. It will help his team a lot. So great games all around. Big thanks to Velocity and Cloud9 for volunteering to scrim against our amateur winners of the LRSS for Season 2. The LRSS being basically an amateur tournament for silver, bronze, and some gold, depending on what you're in there. Check out LRSS.co for more information. We have tournaments all the time, and it looks like the next one will be starting in I do believe a week or so. So should be exciting there. Can't wait for that one. I do believe that is all we have for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with that one ending 2-0 in favor of Team Velocity. So this is me, Tasty Dubbins, with Entheogen, signing off for the LRSS. Thank you for watching.